Hey guys, it's Herbivore Beauty. Welcome back to my channel. I want to apologize in advance for any background sounds you hear. I'm still in Costa Rica, but if you read the title of this video, I have been traveling every single month for the past year now. I left a week after my 20th birthday last year for Thailand, and I just passed my 21st birthday. So I have been, every single month I've been in a new country or a new city. And so I really just want to tell you guys all the things that I've learned since traveling so much, and yeah, just share my experience really. Thing I wanted to mention before we got into this video is that if you have been following me on social media, then you would know that I am just about to release my self-love and wellness course focusing on Black women and the things we need to do in order to heal. So if you are interested in that course, I will be having it up super soon and the pre-orders will be coming up, so make sure you're following me on social media so you can get the scoop on when it's released and when you can order. So the first and most important thing I've probably learned is that wherever you go, you take yourself with you. And that's probably been one of the most frustrating but best things that I've learned so far, just because you get to learn so much about yourself and how you will react to certain situations that you've never been in before. You learn a lot of independence and how to be like vulnerable and actually ask for help, as opposed to just doing everything by yourself, whatever it is. Solo traveling, although it does involve a lot of independence, it also requires you to be able to step out of your comfort zone and ask for help and be able to talk to strangers, talk to people who you never would think you would talk to, and also you can't really like run away from yourself when you're traveling. In a way, you get to be your most authentic self because nobody knows you. You're going to a new country or a new city, and so everybody's perception of you is brand new. So you get just like this clean slate, but it's still completely you. So on the upside, you don't have to force yourself to be someone who you're not, but on the downside, if we're going through something, you're still gonna have to go through that. You're just sort of like trying to escape it, but it follows you to wherever you go. The second thing that I've learned is that it's such a big, small world. It's big in a way that when you live in one city or one town your entire life, you don't realize like all the different cultures and food and people you'll get to experience, and just the different customs and the animals and the nature. Like, you don't truly understand how big this world is until you get out and start traveling. At the same time, it's actually pretty small, and I say this because the first time I was in Asia, I went to Thailand and I did my yoga teacher training the second month I was there, and I came back home to Canada And then I went to Bali maybe a couple weeks later, and I literally met my yoga director in the middle of Bali, like randomly walking down the street. And it was the craziest thing ever to me, because like I literally went, and then I went all the way back across the world, and I still was able to see my yoga director from Thailand in a whole other country, in a whole other city. And it was just nuts how that happens. And the same thing happens whenever I go to New York. Excuse me. Whenever I go to New York, or when I did go to Brooklyn the last time, like I would see some of like my Twitter followers, I'd see just random people I know from the internet, and it's crazy how you can just like walk into people when you actually get out and go to different countries or cities. So it's crazy. The next thing I've learned to really value and start doing more often is just to say hi and greet people more often. Even though I live in, I guess, a pretty friendly country, not everybody always says hi. And when I went to Thailand, or when I went to here in Costa Rica, like everybody is just so friendly, and they always either greet each other or they smile. And I say this to greet people more often because you never know who you're gonna meet. For me, when I was in Chiang Mai, I met like an amazing friend just because I said hi to her, and I just assumed that like she was Thai and didn't speak English, but she was literally from Toronto. So it was really amazing. And we ended up like traveling to a different island together. We went to the Half Moon Festival, went to go meet the elephants at this rescued center. So it ended up being like the best thing ever, which could have happened for me, because there were very few people who I got to connect with that early on in the trip, so it was really nice. My next tip or thing that I learned is to plan ahead, but not too far ahead. For me, I realized that not everything is going to go the way that you planned at all, but it's good to have a general idea and do some research about where you're going. Like on one hand, if you're like a super experienced solo traveler, you could probably just go somewhere and figure your way out and find your way and stuff. But if you're someone who's super new to traveling, I definitely recommend like just knowing the area or understanding how the area works, or joining some travel groups to help find people who have been there before or who are already there, and that gives you more of an idea of what you're going to be doing. But you don't want to plan out every single detail, because you may be setting your expectations way far, just because even though a trip can be absolutely amazing, it might just not go the way that you planned. It might be like even better, it might be different but still good, but nothing is gonna go the way that you planned. Like you don't have that much control over everything that happens. So it's important to have a bit of a plan, but nothing crazy. And to go off that last tip, I feel like it's super important to have a balance of flexibility and stability. For me, I feel like I have a lot less stability in my life just because of the way my job is. I work remotely, so I'm never in one place for a very long time, unless I choose to be. So for me, I like to, when I travel on trips, I like to stay there for extended periods of time so that I'm not always on the move like every single week or every couple of days. It just allows me to have like some grounding stability, whereas I know I've met so many solo travelers who go somewhere like every single day, they're going to a different city, and that's amazing, but I do have to remember that I'm still working every single time I do travel, so it may not be in my best interest to be doing that. And also too, I feel like sometimes I just crave it when I'm going and going and going constantly. Like I just need some downtime, I need some time to sort of like chill and not do anything. So I feel like here is the perfect place to do that. I can go off and go on little adventures, and then I can just come back right back to my place and have it for the next several weeks. The next, and honestly probably one of the most important things that I've learned, is that we only have so much time on this earth. And I don't say that in like a super like gruesome way, but when you think about it, no day is promised for us. We wake up every single day, and it's a blessing to be awake and alive, because not everybody had that. And so for me, the way I think about why I'm traveling so much is that, yeah, like I could stay at home for maybe a couple of years and save up so much and like pay off all my student loans like right away, or I can like keep paying back my student loans like every single month, like a little bit here and there. But continue to travel and continue to live my life and not put anything on hold. And I know a lot of people may think differently, but for me, being able to live every single day to my fullest is like, if I were, say, on my deathbed, I wouldn't be proud of myself for paying off my student loans in like 1 year. I would be proud of myself for exploring the world on my own, making new friends in every single country, and just getting to know myself more, getting to love freely and do like everything I could have ever imagined I would do. So that's the way I've sort of started to think of things, and that's why I've continued to travel, because like honestly, no day is ever promised. And so it's really important, I know as cliche as it sounds, to live every single day like you don't have any more left. And I really think I'd like to close off my video with that, because you really begin to realize like how insignificant certain things are, and especially like material items. Like you start to realize like how little you use the things that you have when you're like living out of a suitcase or backpack for several weeks. And I've started to realize and like take into account the things that I truly needed versus the things that I just wanted. And so I start buying things that like only make me happy and not just because I want them. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I've learned. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you want to check out any of my travel videos or any of my vegan videos, any of the things I have on my channel, they'll all be in whatever playlist I link up here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.